Hi, my name is Sean at the Korean Trade Investment Promotion Agency in Melbourne. If you have an interest in music record charts, you would have noticed the recent global music scene sketched by BTS or Blackpink being top number 1 and 2 at billboards. And if you turn your heads a bit to the film industry, again you will see some noticeable Korean activities. Korean film called Parasite winning 92nd Academy Awards at the Best Pictures, Best Directors, Best Original Screenplay, and Best International Feature Films. So these are just 2 snapshots of recent events from 2 different industries, but there are insights to be captured. Especially if you're in the lifestyle related industry that needs constant update on trends. From some time ago, back from 2000, Korean TV drama, TV shows, or musics, or films, or even online games gained popularity from China and abroad in Asia. And from there it expanded globally around the world. It was named by China as Hallyu, which literally it means Korean wave. It was not just a short-term event, rather a more prolonged trend and phenomenon that is still happening and developing. Now the reason I have introduced this development was to introduce one particular Korean industry who captured the momentum and capitalized for substantial growth. And there are also significant global companies in the same industry who are leveraging the opportunities. The industry I am referring is the Korean cosmetic and beauty industry. The beauty industry sector is much influenced by branding, culture, and creatives that consumers find appeal to. In Korean TV dramas, K-pop music, films, celebrities, and influencers who are at the forefront of content creating paved the way for the Korean beauty and cosmetic industry sector. Reflecting this, companies like Unilever acquired a company called Cover Korea, who's got AHC brand, at $2.7 billion back in 2017. Goldman Sachs invested $67 million to GP Club, who's got JM Solution brand in Korea and has a lot of influence in Chinese market. L'Oreal acquired 3CE brand at US $370 million in 2018. Estee Lauder invested $1.7 billion to a company called HeavenB, who holds Dr. Jart brands, back in 2019. Foreign investors not only invest into brands, but they also invested into manufacturing sector, setting up an ODM company in Korea. For example, Italian company called Intercourse invested $15 million to set up a joint venture manufacturing operations in Korea. Major global companies are leveraging Korean brands and manufacturing assets for them to be prepared for the next stage of the growth. According to the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, Korea's cosmetic export hit $6.5 billion in 2019, increased 4.2% from the previous year. Its average growth rate between 2015 and 2019 is 26%, which is a distinct figure. In terms of the total value of cosmetic exports, Korea came 4th globally, just after France, United States, and Germany. Now then, how this Korean cosmetic became a powerful industry like this? Korean wave or strong contents industry alone cannot explain the full picture. There are several reasons this industry became successful, and first thing would be constant innovation and strong R&D. Korea alone has around 1,800 to 2,000 brands, and they are competing in a very competitive environment. There are lots of brands that fades out, but a lot of brands that also enters and emerges within the market. These brands tend to have their unique formulations and functions that they claim to be. So naturally, this leads into a very constant, high-speed new product development and R&D activities. Cosmeceutical, functional, therapeutic, scientific are keywords for this industry. And Korean database and know-how on herbal medicines and its expertise on extractions could have played some role here as well. There are successful brands like Seolhwasu who successfully drawn their identity from a Korean herbal therapeutics. Korea is also quite well regarded as a heavyweight R&D nation by external third parties. Bloomberg's Innovation Index shows Korea being just after Germany in the world for its R&D innovation capabilities. The second reason would be sophisticated consumers. Consumers in Korea are loaded up with information and they study, they know what they apply to their skin. They research ingredients and actively share their experience through SNS and also actively following related postings as well. They are putting much effort to maintain their skin health and develop daily routines like 5-step routines, 7-step routines, or even 10-step routines. Third reason would be the very competitive manufacturing sector. World-class ODM companies like Cosmx, Colma, Cosmeca, who has 700 million to 1 billion revenue, are all nestled in Korea. These companies are not only competitive in large-scale production, but are very nimble and fast to meet client needs. They customize to their tailored needs, even for the small quantities. These companies have strong internal R&D infrastructures as well, and they work with clients from the concept development stage until the end of the production of the product. So clients can only focus on their branding and marketing of the product. Fourth reason can be high regulatory standards. Korea has transparent, high safety standards. It also requires clear scientific proofs for companies to claim the functions and efficacy that they are willing to promote to the market. There are minimal possibilities for consumers to be misled. Okay, fifth reason would be established global sales and distribution channels. Korean retail platforms that are idle for cosmetic and beauty products are spread around the world. For example, Korean home shopping channel Hyundai has their own studios in Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, and in Australia. And also, Korean companies are very strong in duty-free sector, global second and third biggest duty-free company in the world, and has strong presence in Singapore, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Guam, Australia, Macau, and Thailand, and so on. These platforms are becoming very effective in delivering products and information to the market. To conclude, if you're in the lifestyle, beauty, or skincare sector, watch Korea closely and see if there will be an opportunity that you may leverage. For more information about the industry and context, please visit investkorea.org.